All right, can you guys see my screen?
I no.
No.
I got the Whitmore Ace Garden place.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So today we're gonna get a little bit into Monrovia if we can get the computer fixed up. Um, Sarah's emailing here. Did you send her a link, Harry? Okay. Hopefully. Uh, all right. So this is our third training, and this is one that we kind of put in for the whole team training. So I don't know if everybody I'm sure you're working on who you're hiring, who is working out there. Is anybody having issues with any of the hiring at this point? How's that going? GMs, do you know if your stores are hiring?
I think everybody has prospects. I don't know if they've started yet.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been kind of crazy weather. But
And Lori D reached out, and Homer, she needed some help on Workstream. I'm heading there tomorrow. So if anybody needed assistance with that, please reach out. I'd be happy to help.
Okay. Thanks, Paula. I appreciate it. So I'm going to start off by saying we're going to continue with this meeting on Wednesdays. Hopefully we'll, you know, keep training every week as you get people hired in. This is going to be recorded. So as you hire people in, they will need to listen to these trainings. There's a whole lot of really great information out there that we've been able to source, and I want you all to be in on it. So number one step, make sure you can get on Trello. Again, I'll send this deck out to you guys also so that you can keep track of sales and information there. There's a QR code here and the site here. Every day I'm updating Trello at this point. I'm going to start with pansies. You know, the pansies were going to be kind of iffy whether they would work or not, but they were worth a try. We got them from a wonderful grower who agreed to work with us. Right now we've invested about $342. That's the cost of the product we put into your stores. And over here is the sales that you have had. So Morris, congratulations. You've covered the cost in them. Mokina has. But we haven't done so great in some of the stores. And, you know, I don't know. Braidwood, I looked at your display. It looked fine. I don't know. Maybe we need to have some conversations with your team on how to sell them. Easter is coming. And maybe we were a little bit too high priced. So in Whitmore Shared, I put these signs and I reduced the prices. And I kind of made a little Easter type of sign for them. So I also ran over to Dollar General, and right now their Easter stuff is half off. So you might want to just get a little creative. These are like 50 cents for the little eggs and 50 cents each for those little bunny sticks. Get creative. There's some ribbon in there too. If you've got someone that kind of loves to do that kind of stuff, you might want to bring a couple of them inside your store. What a great hostess gift for Easter. So use your creativity. I love that. I was in Willowbrook when we had the grand opening, and they had decorated a whole Christmas tree from the dollar store. It was beautiful. They'd done an incredible job. So who was that, Mikey, that did that?
That was actually me and Micah.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. I mean, it didn't cost a ton of money. So something to help promote them, put these signs out there, and let's see if the reduced price does anything to get us some traction on there.
Ours have been going pretty good.
Downers Grove?
Yes.
Let's see, where are you? Yeah, that's good. I mean, with this crazy weather, I think the planters haven't been going so well because the bowls are easier to take in and out. But we only got 5 of those planters per store. So I think as the weather gets a little more stable, we'll have some luck with them. Just make sure to keep them watered and fresh looking. Some occasional sunshine would be good for the pansies to get some warmth to the flowering part. So, just gonna check with. So, this was our training schedule so far. Sarah is going to speak today if Harry can get her going. If not, I'm going to jump into a flip book on ACE. So Monrovia is your shrubs, maybe some trees, perennials. If you can look at the potting down here, this is how it looked last year. It's beautiful. We did increase your orders. According to your sales last year, some stores got $5,000 orders, some stores got $7,000 orders. When we can get hold of Sarah, we can talk about, approximate delivery times, and what that looks like. I am going to. Sorry, Sarah. We will maybe fit you in at a different time if we can't get this going. So, can you guys see my ACE playbook up there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we all know that Ace Hardware is finally realizing that there's a pot of gold with garden goods. And Michelle, we're going to speak to Jessica Kramer and Michelle Camp in a couple weeks about this, but they have created a playbook that is exceptional. It is like so detailed and wonderful. They gave me a chance to look at this playbook, I think when it was 200 pages. It's down to 110 pages, but this is going to be our process going forward, is everything in this playbook. So at the end of this, I'm going to send you a link to this playbook. And hopefully it'll ask and answer any questions you have. You can get hold of me if you can't get the link open. But it's super, super cool. It's got everything we would ever want. It talks about timelines, design, vendors, how you market it, how you hire for it, setup training, ordering. I still will be doing all your ordering this year. But but certainly I would love a lot of communication from you. I have open time now to talk to you about what's moving, what's not. My intent is to try some things and put more things on sale, like we did with the pansies. If we see it isn't moving, I'll have more time to work on that and work with you on how to try to get that product out of your store. So,
Lori,
Yeah.
can I ask you on when your thought process on when you're putting stuff for sale, do you want a uniformed across the chain sale?
I guess it's probably up for discussion. I do usually say that, and that's why we want to stay on one direction together. Because if you're in, say, Manuka and Morris, and Manuka put something, I know if Chris has occasionally done stuff and then called Morris and told them, but we're 15 stores. So yes, we've got to, what did you call it to me the other day? It was stay on one path as 15 stores. You had a word for it. But
Just that consistency
Yeah.
across all of our stores. So they're not mad because they shopped Manuka and got a deal and then they went over to Coal City and they said, no, we're not honoring that deal. So
Yeah.
our customers know, we're uniform.
Yeah. And so it's kind of why we ask you to go through us to put things on social media. I know Chris has had great luck doing this in Manuka, which is fine, but going forward, we want to put things on our pages, and promote as one. And it just needs to be consistent. So, and this will be your playbook. This is going to be the process that Whitmore ACE is going to implement. So if you ever have questions, go to the playbook or call me. I'm very happy to answer. So if you see, we have a beautiful Wendy who works in Joliet on the introduction cover. And this just kind of explains even the wow process. I think all the time we talk about how it's going to be a non-negotiable for us to greet our customer within the first 6 feet that they enter the store. And that we are having now April 1st. Today is the first day that we're starting our wow champions up front. So who meets them? Who meets the consumer before the wow champion? The people out in the greenhouse. So I think it's really important, number one, and Paulette, you can jump in here if I'm wrong at any of this. We want to greet that customer outside before they get inside. Because guess what? Here you are out in this beautiful area with all these flowers. It puts a smile on people's face. And it has to do with us greeting that customer first thing and welcoming them into our store. So, we are tasking that associate with a whole lot, watering the flowers, pricing the flowers, all that, and greeting the customer. But you're now our first and last face that leaves the store. And how important is that? Like that you walk in there, they walk in there and they see you with a smile on your face. And maybe you're saying, hey, we just got new stock of tomatoes in, or hey, we just got some great hydrangeas in. Now they can have an absolutely fantastic experience inside of our store and then walk out and we could pull a hose and trip them. And that's a bad experience, right? So we want consistent, non-negotiable, great customer service. So when you're hiring, this
Am
is
I
something.
working? Am I working? Can you
You're
hear me?
working.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Thank you, Harry.
Isn't Harry the best?
Harry's the best. Thanks, Harry.
So let me
Harry
finish
just saw
this.
my really full desktop, and that's really embarrassing.
Hang on one second. Let me finish this page and then I'm going to jump over to you.
Okay.
So anyway, customer service, and when you're hiring and when you're training out there, look, greenhouses have, for me, when I owned my own store and I had a greenhouse with my mom, it was our happy place people aren't always happy in a hardware store because, something broke, plumbing, they got to paint, their husband sent them in for something, their wife sent them in for something. They're not in a garden center, they're happy. So let's keep them happy. So I am going to stop sharing and pass it over to Sarah. Sarah is our sales rep from Monrovia. Let me tell you, this girl is probably been swearing at Whitmore Ace Hardware because originally when we started ordering back last year, we thought we were going to go fantastically big in perennials, and David had some second thoughts. And I mean, the product we order, they start growing in 2025. So she has been so kind to make those adjustments for us. Thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate all that. Sorry. So anyway, this is Sarah. So take it away.
Hi all. And honestly, I think it's a good idea to maybe dial back a little bit on the orders because the good thing is that we have plenty of beautiful product for this year. We just like really doubled down on the perennial color and shrub color. And you'd think after doing this for 100 years, which we are 100 years old this year, that we would have been doing this forever, but we have lots of staged crops. So if something's blooming right now, we've got another crop coming on for us. Right now, us in the north, right now, the nurseries are like 2 or 3 weeks ahead. So that actually puts us at prime time for hydrangeas and roses and things like that being budded and perfect. We're coming in for Mother's Day because there's always that little bit of like, if it's a little cool, we may not have buds in the hydrangeas, may not have buds on the roses, and that isn't as exciting. But right now, everything's fantastic and gorgeous, and we have it staged up through June. So we will have absolutely perfect product for you. And Lori is great about letting me switch out. Like she was saying, I put orders in for you for certain varieties of hydrangeas, roses, perennials. But if it's not absolutely perfect, when it's time to ship in a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, then I will switch that out for something else that is, because luckily we have lots of everything and it's turning out to be a great year and for the South and the warmer areas. And I think it's going to be a great year for us too. I have never shipped so early than I have this year. I started shipping 3 weeks ago, and that was even out of our California nursery where a lot of that product is, it's a little farther ahead. So if you put it into 30 degrees, it's 36 right now, but put it into 30 degrees, it's not going to be happy. But these customers were just like, my customers are driving me absolutely crazy. All I can do is stick it inside, stick it in a garage, and then they want to take it, they're responsible for it, but people are going wild. Obviously there's a lot of, concern with the economy and what's going on right now, but right now we are ahead of COVID numbers at the nursery. We've had 3 straight record weeks. I just got goosebumps by that. I mean, I don't like seeing what's going on, but for us in the excitement in the garden industry and hardware in general, talking to some of my other ACE stores, they're doing really well with, in-store project things as well. So I will get going and I'll try to move fast. I have a lot of information, but if you want me to stop, just say stop.
Sarah, does this mean that we could yell at David for changing his mind, that he should have stuck with it?
No yelling yet, because if David calls me and says, hey, Lori was right and we need more plants, we can get you plants. So okay. I can put together another order for you. That is not a problem, but I'm really excited if you can't tell, and I'm ready to get going because really a lot of my color and perennials and all the exciting stuff doesn't really start shipping for like 2 to 3 weeks. So I've been annoying everybody already, like sending them color photos. I'm sure Lori got it where take a look at this, you need it, but I know better. It's too early, but I'm just excited. So anyway, I will move along. I am not the most techie person, but I have put together a PowerPoint of some info that I think will help you all. A quick presentation here. So let me I'm trying to find my expand. Oops, not that. See, like I said, am I sharing yet? I'm not even sharing, am I? Let's see here.
Yeah, you got to go to the top and hit share.
Yeah, I got that. Let me just get the the PowerPoint
Oh.
going. All right, now, let me go, whoops, gosh dang it. Word to God, I just need to give up on life sometimes. Okay, share. Okay. Okay, that's not working.
Is there
Present
camera?
in Teams. I should share.
Yep.
Yep, I did share. Link to this, manage access. I'm in team, present in Teams. Let me try that.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, is it coming up?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, this is different. I have to be honest. I don't want to, okay, I got to figure out how to get all this notes and stuff out because I've never seen that on here. This is like, you see where it's saying notes? I've never seen this.
I don't see
on-
notes. Is it maybe your chat that's open?
Do you just see like a big screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Because to me,
Yeah.
it's showing as like with all my notes and everything on it. That
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, anyway. All right, we'll just move along. Hopefully it looks good on your end. And if anything gets goofy, just let me know.
No, it does. You even got our logo on there. I like it.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So this is a little presentation that I worked with actually our sales rep in Minnesota that she has, been doing this a long time with multi-store accounts like I have. And so this is, a lot of folks in the multi-stores for some reason always end up with a lot of new employees in the garden center area. And this is going to be very, very basic for your employees and for you, because I'm sure there'll be some things here that you don't know as well. And I can actually share this with you. You can pick the slides out. I'll just send it in a link. So if there's something you want to take out of here, you can do that.
Perfect.
But like I said, super excited about spring, and we will talk about when we want to ship. My guess is you'll receive the plants. You'll start receiving plants the week of April 20th or April 27th. That April 27th week will put you right. We'll put you right in for the Ace Hydrangea Fest, which I'm sure you've heard about, is Mother's Day weekend, and Ace is going to be doing a lot of advertising. I believe it's $5 off hydrangeas, and we're actually putting a little discount on them as well, so you won't lose quite as much. But yeah, you'll have them all in time for that promo, and everything will be looking great. So to get going here, okay, I'm just going to show this video real quick because it gets you kind of
Okay,
excited about who we are.
Can you guys hear the video?
It's just music, so if you don't hear it, it's okay. Okay, if that doesn't get you excited about
Yeah.
spring, I don't know what will. Every time I watch that, I just like, oh, I'm just ready to ship and ready to get plants in the garden center. So that just gives you a little overview of, you know, how big we are, how organized, how clean, how many varieties, how much, you know, who we are. Like I said, we've been around for 100 years, and we'll talk a little bit more about that right now. So one of the reasons to choose Monrovia is, this is a brief history real quick here, is that we started in California on 10 acres, and it's a family-owned company, and we started in 1926, and we started in Southern California of all places. We actually just sold that nursery probably 15 years ago. It was the largest undeveloped piece of land in Southern California. It was 500 acres, and now it is actually its own town, and it's called Rosedale, and it's named after the founding family of our company. So for 100 years, we've been known for, you know, quality, craftsmanship, pioneers in whether it's new varieties or it's tagging. We were the first nursery to put plants in cans or pots, and the first one to do a label with all the information on it, and the first one to brand. Growing beautifully, our craftsmanship, we call all of our workers or employees, we call them all craftsmen, because we really try to dig deep into what you know, what they would like to do, what they're proud of, what they, you know, we want them to stay, we want them to be proud of what they're doing. So we really dig deep into what they want to do. So we really feel like there's a lot of pride going into every single plant, and I think that you'll see that when the plants come in. We do have 3 nurseries, and the first nursery, like I said, we closed that one 15 years ago. We moved all that growing up to Central Valley, California. I was just out there a couple weeks ago, and it's a really beautiful time to go because the whole nursery is surrounded by oranges and lemons and almonds, and a lot of it was fruiting and flowering, and it's just a lovely place. And it's at the base of the Sierra Nevadas, not far from Sequoia National Park. So it's just a really beautiful setting to grow plants and to visit, if anyone would like to visit. And then we do have our nursery in Oregon, which is where we grow most of our Illinois hardy plants. So that's a lot of more of our shrubs and perennials and some trees and things like that. Cairo, Georgia is right on the border of Florida, of Tallahassee in Georgia. And it is where we really get stuff going early, get the plants going early. Tons of color, like that's where most of your perennials will come in from, and your roses and your hydrangeas, just because they're a little bit farther ahead, so it'll all be blooming beautifully when that comes in. And one thing that we do really, really well, that we've started from the very beginning, is we really care about our soil. So we have over 100 soil mixes for each plant. To be honest, we probably use about 15, but if a plant is not growing particularly right, even if it's a different variety, like a different variety within the same, you know, the same plant, it may need a different soil. So that is one thing we work really hard on, and we have, each nursery has its own lab for this as well. And we also use biological controls instead of pesticides. The nurseries are actually, you may hear this, you'll actually hear neonicotinoids, which is a pest control that will kill butterflies and bees. So you'll hear customers ask, well, is this neonic free? You will hear that, I can guarantee it. We are neonic free, 99%, and we do have to use it on one variety of plant that you will not even have in, and those plants are way away from everything else in the nursery. So you can be pretty confident in telling your customers that you are neonic and pesticide free for the most part. We use beneficial insects, which I'll talk about here in a second, but we use insects that we actually release in little packages. We hang them around the plants, and we actually spray the little bugs around with like a hair dryer, which is pretty cool to see. I can send that video. It's pretty wild. It's literally like a hair dryer that just sprays little bugs all over, and then they eat the bad bugs. So you may see some little bugs when your plants come in, especially on the tropical mandevillas, just because that's what we're using, but they really do a great job on thrifts and aphids, which is a tough one for a lot of tropicals. This is what you're going to see on your mandavillas. I'm going to show you a tag of what a mandavilla is in just a second. But we actually, this is a tropical mandavilla. They come in all different colors. It's a vine. It's very popular. I'm sure that many of you already know what they are. But this one that can be pretty susceptible to insects. So we actually hang this little, actually it's going to look different this year. We're actually hanging this little pouch of beneficial insects that actually hangs on the plant, and it's actually going to be in a labeled Monrovia tag this year. We just I haven't seen a picture of it yet, but they're starting to ship next month when we get them in, but it'll actually say, these are good bugs, leave this on your plant, or throw, if you don't want it just hanging there, you can, set it behind, like, on the ground or something. And this has the little beneficial bugs in it that will come out and live for approximately a month, and then they'll start reproducing.
Do you have to open the package or
Nope.
just hangs there?
Nope, it
Oh,
just disintegrates, and it'll say that right on the info label that the little bugs will be attached to. So it'll say, leave this on there. And what it'll do is those bugs will travel throughout the garden, and then the adults will die, they'll have reproduced, and you'll have a nice season of these little bugs spreading good things around your garden. But all the information, it's got to be easy for everyone to understand. So it will say it right on the tag what to do and what it is. And this is another we do have, everything. We're trying to make everything as easy as possible for you and the consumer. So if someone, asks about Monrovia plants or you ask something specifically, you can tell them, you can go right to the website, or don't be shy ever. If you have your phone on you or you need to run in and jump on the computer, just don't ever be shy to just say, hey, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm happy to look it up for you. And you can look it up quickly on the website. There's a QR code for that plant. If you click on that QR code, it'll come up to that plant that's on the label that you're looking at. Most of the information is right on the label, but if you need more information, just go do that, or tell the customer, hey, all of it's right here, or go to Monrovia's website. And there's also, there's a resources for retailers page. I'm happy to share information with you. But the most important thing when I was 15 in a garden center is, if I didn't know, you just ask, or just say, I don't know. No one expects you to know everything. I can assure you that I don't know everything, and I do it all the time. So just keep that in mind. Info's there if you need it. Okay, we're gonna do a couple of spring training tips. This is just a few things that I think hopefully this will help you. And if you have questions, just stop me and we can talk about it after. One, we have 3 locations. We talked about that. We have the new labels to engage customers. I will talk about that. All of this inbound truck notification, how to unload orders, what to look for, plant care tips and tricks. And then we'll talk about, I have a PDF to show you of your hardy plants that you'll be getting in and your tropical plants that you'll be getting in, and then my contact information at the end. So this is our new label. We actually print on demand now, which is pretty fantastic. It used to be, we had a label room that I can't even begin to tell you. It was old, and it was like one of those, what do they call those things? What do they call mobile houses? One of those things that sometimes in school, like in rural areas, you sometimes had classes in them and they were really cold, like I did. But it was like that, not fancy, and just piled to the ceiling in labels and boxes. So now we have, we print them out for each order. So as soon as your order gets sent to shipping, it gets printed out, the color label, everything, your retail price on it. If it's a tropical plant, like where it says Easy Care plant on here, it's going to say tropical plant, so your customers know that. And then also, if you can see on here where the price is, which they'll all be pre-priced before they come in, you're going to see a little number above it. They've just changed. It's either a number above it or below it. I actually put in there sun or shade.
Hang on one second. Did we lose your sharing? Are you guys still seeing? Okay.
Uh-oh. Can you still see it?
You still see your presentation? Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you're
Okay,
all good.
keep going.
Okay, good. So there's going to be a little, there's like you can see on the above or below the price. I think it might be below. I have put in there a code for each plant if it's sun or shade. It says it on the back, but I just wanted to make it easy for you and then also for the customer, because that's always the first thing they're going to look for is if it's sun or shade. So it's going to say that underneath the price when the plants come in. And that should help you if you're going to put your shade plants in a different area. Hopefully that will help you put them away as well. Receiving tips. This is what the plants are going to look like when they come in. You're actually going to have wooden racks, not these metal racks. You can throw those racks away or recycle whatever you want to do with them. You just have disposable racks. So they're going to be wood, and you can just toss that wood or do whatever you'd like with it. We don't pick that up. We have a real-time truck tracking app. It's nice to have. I just want you to know it exists in case someone's interested in that, because some people think it's really cool. I will let you know when your trucks leave. The driver is supposed to call 24 hours in advance. But what's nice about your orders is they'll all be on the same truck. So I will just send out an email to Lori showing the loads that say, okay, Manuka's here, Morris is next, and then they'll just drop one right after another. But if you're interested in this truck tracking app, it's online and it's pretty cool. It's GPS tracked and it shows exactly where the truck is. Here's some tips for unloading orders. You can see that in Georgia, they have like a mesh across the plants. That's where you stop. The West Coast nurseries have the wood. You'll see these signs right here that say stop. It'll either be red or white. They all have a strip label on them. When you're pulling off your order, this is especially important for multi-stores with the same name like you. Make sure it says Manuka on it, or Morris, or whatever city, because sometimes they get mixed up. And honestly, it doesn't matter so much because you're going to be getting very similar orders, but it also helps to make sure that we're not unloading like the complete wrong order. Like sometimes, rarely, we will load like backwards or one will get mixed. If you ever see one that is like that, please call me. I just want to make sure that you're getting the plants labeled correctly, because just for various reasons, it needs to be correct. So just be sure to make sure that it says your city name on it when you're unloading those plants. And if not, call me, please. Some spring tips, some plant care tips and tips and tricks. It's best to water in the morning. Obviously water more often when it's hot. I say obviously, but not everyone quite understands that. The biggest thing is going to be seeing wilting or burning. It would take a lot to see burning on the leaves, especially where these plants have been grown. But definitely keep an eye out for the wilting. Bigger plants that have a lot of foliage on them and are more tender have a tendency to wilt faster. Hydrangeas wilt pretty fast just because they've got a lot of leaves and they got a big flowers that they've got to keep hydrated. So the important thing is watering each plant individually with a hose in the container, not overhead. Don't do like one of these like, dancing around, putting it all over the flowers and everything. Because sometimes if it's really friggin' hot, like it can be here in the middle of nowhere in the wind, the plants the flowers and leaves can actually get burned from the water. So definitely water the plant into the pot, reaching the roots, and let it drain through. And I have a little video I'll show, and you can share this with your employees if you like, here at the end on how to water. It sounds simple, but it's not the easiest for a lot of people, especially when you're hot and bored. Water daily. It's best in the morning once again, and in hot weather, more efficient. And deadhead plants, if you see the flowers are kind of, if you've got time, if you see the flowers or you have some black flowers just done blooming, just walk around with some scissors and just cut them off. It just helps them look a lot nicer. And no plant hospitals. This is the first thing I heard 23 years ago when I started with this company. Is the owner of our company, who's still alive, in her 90s, she said, no dead puppies in the window. That sounds terrible.
No,
but if you don't want dead plants, you don't want half dead plants. It's either the plant looks good or it looks bad. And if you think you wouldn't buy it, it looks bad. And quite honestly, I would rather you call me up and say, hey, I want a credit for this for whatever reason. I'd rather do that than have plant hospitals. So just don't have at least if you want to do it with other plants, we just would prefer that we just, if they don't look good, get rid of them because it's not good. It's not a good look really for any of us.
No,
Especially
Sarah,
when
you just hit on two subjects that I know are going through all the managers' minds or all the teams' minds right now because of the labor problem, we're having issues about watering, and it was suggested to water them with sprinklers. And it is not a great idea. I guess if you have to, it's a fight I have fought with my management team.
Annuals, okay. I mean, because the annuals usually aren't as they're kind of used to being overhead watered too, because that's the way a lot of them are grown in the greenhouses. And we overhead water. I mean, we have to overhead water. We do. But the concern is that we overhead water like it's pretty like a lot. So it is getting down in the pots. It is getting in there, and we water super early before it dries or so it can dry before the sun comes out. But overall, it's gonna, if you're just using regular old sprinklers, like you pull one out of off the shelf at the store, like it's just gonna be on top. I mean, those are more for grass. It's for overhead watering for grass. So definitely water it in the pot. I'll show you that video, but it's nothing. You just stand there, count to 3. And if you can just get somebody in there even an hour early or 30 minutes early, just to get it done, or right when the store opens, most people, you guys open early. So most people aren't, a lot of garden customers, especially like at least during weekdays, aren't like jumping in there first thing in the morning. So just water them by hand if you can. That's the important thing. And if you got to use sprinklers, it's better than nothing. Okay, the next thing is, this is a step for inbound deliveries. Count and inspect the product. I will be honest with you that we don't have too many issues with plants being miscounted and put on the truck. Sometimes you may get, somebody else's doors like 12 extra salvias or something like that. But definitely do a rough count, inspect the plants. If something, was too close to the reefer and it got cold and it's all, black on top, and, something like that, a whole variety of something is bad, please let me know and I'll just take care of them, and you can give them away or do whatever you want. But I will take care of those right away. That's another one. Just call me, text me, email me, let me know, hey, these are all wilted. They look like crap, like whatever. I guess I'm not supposed to say crap on a presentation, but you know what I mean. So anyway, yeah, just let me know. Remove all the packaging, sleeves. Most of them will not have sleeves on them, but every once in a while, if it's something tender, they may sleeve it in paper. Remove all the plastic wrap that is around the racks. We do use wraparound plastic to keep them stable on the racks. Take all that off. You just don't want it if it sits out for a day, like getting really hot in plastic, because that's basically like turning it into a greenhouse on a 90-degree day, and you don't want to do that. Water it all in first thing as you're putting it away. Put the plants in the proper spot the first time. That is one thing. You don't want to move them twice. So we just have a plan. What I'm going to do is when I send out your orders, I'm going to have your sun and shade divided out. And you'll be, I think, hopefully that will help put the plants in the right area in the first time, because I know how it is. Like, oh, you don't really know where you're going to put it until it gets there. But if you can have an idea and not move it twice, it's much better for the plants and obviously for labor. Always handle the plants by the container. It's easy to just grab it by the top when you're tired, or you got a bunch of them, you're unloading at once. But they are tender, they will break, and definitely just try to pick it up from the container. There should be enough soil between the lip, or enough space between the lip and the soil to make it easy to pick up. Any scanning or pricing issues, if you're scanning something in on the barcode sheet on the BOL and something's not matching, you get like, beep, beep, or like something, let me know right away. If the retails are wrong, let me know right away. That's pretty rare too, because it's an upload and you all have the same retails. It's all in the same account. So you shouldn't have any pricing issues, but we're shipping out 1 million plants in April, so that it can happen. And try not to keep the plants on the pallets for over a day, just because they do get dry on the truck, whether it's, typically it's because of air conditioning. They can get really dry because we keep the trucks at around 45 degrees, and they can get dry on there pretty quick. But usually most of your plants will be there within 3 days. So they're not going to be on the truck for a very long time. Just a quick thing about your consumers. We did a big consumer study in 2025. Every year we reach out to consumers that, a certain age group, a certain income, a certain, certain areas of the country. And we are looking for what do we think, what are they looking for? And every year it changes a little bit. And there is the consumer that we're not really trying to reach. And that's like your Walmart and, your Home Depot. I mean, we are all better than Home Depot and Walmart. I can tell you that. And we may not get those customers, and we may, but they are typically not the ones that are like super passionate about it and super passionate about the type of plants that you have in your garden center. And so the three personas, or however you'd like to put it, are the easy seekers. So they're looking for the best plants, best varieties, best bred, and looking for, recommendations as well. Wellness gardeners, we get a lot of, people that just want to grow vegetables. They want to grow vegetables. They want to grow fruit. They want to, grow for pollinators and grow for animals, whatever. That's your wellness gardener. And then goal oriented, those are the ones that are like, I want to have the biggest, best, and the best, the best garden on the block and have the plants that everyone's jealous of. So those are the three that we're looking for. And my guess is, if you're talking to your consumer, there's a good chance you're going to get a feel for one of these three. Okay. All right, I'm trying to click it forward. It's just not wanting to. There we go. I'm just going to click over that one and that one, just because we're running a little bit behind because of me. Okay, some quick sales tips, and this may be a good one to just print out and hang up in your lunchroom or something. This is something that as wholesale sales reps that we've been taught is sell what's available today. Look out there. If someone comes in and say you have a favorite plant that you always like to sell, like a certain rose, a red rose. Well, that one may be sold out. So you got to get it out of your mind that, okay, I don't have that one today. Maybe we're getting more, but probably not. So sell that customer this dark pink rose or this different variety of red rose or something else. We all have our favorites. It happens when we're out there selling, but sell what you have on the ground and just be thinking all the time. I try to send multiple varieties of the same genus, or like multiple varieties of hydrangeas, multiple varieties of salvia, so it's easy to switch over to a different color or slightly different size or something like that. Just sell what you got on the ground. And you can change people's minds pretty quick with just some enthusiasm as well. Companion plants, in your mind, think, when you're going out there, okay, here's my 3 favorite sunny perennials to put together. Maybe I like orange and purple. So I'm going to put an orange coneflower and a purple salvia and an orange gaillardia. I know this may not mean anything to you, but so those are your favorite colors. So have that in your mind that those 3 go together. So someone comes in and they're just like, I just want something for sun. And you can say, oh, do you like orange and purple? And then they'll probably say, yeah, that sounds great, because that does happen a lot. You can say, well, these are my 3 perennials I think you should get, and they work for butterflies. So just have a couple of those little combos in your mind, or, for a small landscape, something like that. It's just something you can think about when we do have some downtime. Take color from the customer's clothes. So I'm an orange and purple girl. Kills me that they're making me wear navy blue and black for this 100-year anniversary stuff, but that is what's happening. But you can sometimes tell when a person is like totally boho or totally like a neutral, like modern or something like that. So kind of just take cues from that be like, oh, you're wearing, red, and oh, I have these 5 red flowers. You must like red. It's something
Sarah,
simple.
we see that in our paint department too. A lot of
Yes.
times the colors they'll pick is what they're wearing.
Oh, totally, totally. I know everyone I know, I could pick what they want in their garden. I really can. Avoid yes, no questions. So when you're, asking a question, try to like lead with, oh, are you looking for something for sun? What color are you looking for? You just don't want just, or what size? You don't want just, well, do you want a shrub? Do you want a flower? Just add yes or no. And you know what? As they get more excited and start answering, more questions, they get excited, you get excited, and they really believe that you care, which is great. Don't be afraid to show customers the high ticket items. I know that you're in rural areas. I grew up in a rural area, and I know that some people be like, oh, that's like Chicago prices, or that's, Peoria price or something. Well, you'll be surprised at what people will buy anywhere. I mean, it's not a city rural thing. I can tell you that. So don't be afraid to show them a tree or a 5-gallon hydrangea versus a 2, something like that, the more expensive things, because people will buy what they, in a lot of cases, they will buy what they want, well, like what they can afford, but what they want. And sometimes they want that instant and they want that cool plant. So don't be embarrassed. I know sometimes I hear you're so expensive and we have to charge so much, but the plants sell and then you're making more money because it's a higher margin for you. So don't be afraid to show them the fancier things. Share some sense of urgency. This is going to be a big season. I don't doubt it for a second. I can feel it. We all can feel it. Some years we go in a little cranky, like it'll be all right. Not this year. I would share that sense of urgency and let customers know, if you don't, it's like Costco. If you don't see it now, if you don't take it now, you probably won't get it, because they won't. Can I have like 10 extra minutes, or do you want me to
Oh,
just
yeah,
send the
yeah,
rest to you?
no.
Okay.
No, you know
okay.
what? This is good. Hey, guys, if you have to get off, we understand. We're recording this, Sarah. So hopefully they can show their associates so you can go on. And guys, if you have to get off, we understand.
Yeah, please. And then I have like 10 more minutes. That's it. So I'll just
Okay.
keep going so you can record it. And okay, so moving right along, sense of urgency, use that Costco uh, analogy, if you need to, something like that, because they understand that. And then also, why do they choose garden centers over another? Obviously the quality variety, but it is about the knowledge and the staff. And I heard Lori mention that earlier. If you smile at somebody when they come in a world that's a little cranky, people really appreciate that. Or little things like compliment them on, their top or something. Anything to make them feel welcomed and warm. And like I said, even a smile. And yes, knowledge is obviously very helpful, but like I said, the most important thing is just to be kind and welcoming. The knowledge can come from looking it up. Don't feel like you don't know anything and you don't want to approach them. It's all about just your presentation and that first, if you're outside, most garden centers are out in front at Ace Hardware's, you're going to be the first person that they see, whether they're coming in for paint or they're coming in for plants. You are going to be that first person that they see. So just smile and just, even when it's hot out, look like you're having a blast. Price is not a determining factor. We found for most people, it's what they buy from who they like, and they buy what they like, and they buy quality. Like I said, we have people, our customers are a little bit different consumer than the ones that are like going to Kroger to get stuff. So we need to get plants, because that does happen. It is more, they are coming to you because you have all the good brands and they know it, or they wouldn't be coming to you, because Ace isn't the cheapest. It's just not. It's the best, but it's not the cheapest. And you don't want to be the cheapest. So you just keep that out of your mind. That is not what people are looking at first most of the time, is price. Over 50% of buying decisions are unplanned. And that is the cool thing about what you're doing is lot of people may not even realize that you have such a nice garden center. And in a lot of where your stores are, you don't have another garden center in the area. So it's great that you are the quality garden center in your towns. So people are coming in to get whatever they want from Ace, so they get a hammer, but then they're like, holy cow, it's, they've got all these beautiful plants in front. So have those beautiful flowering plants right in front, have your display ready to roll, have that smiling face, because it's pretty rare when someone will come in and see a beautiful shipment of plants and not stop and look at them, or look at them when they're walking out. And yeah, just walk up to them, ask them, what are you doing in your garden this year? Do you like this? Do you like that? So you could definitely get some nice add-on sales from just having those plants out front, and also, then adding on obviously soil and fertilizer and everything else that they might need for success. You can really get somebody in, even if they weren't expecting to buy a plant, you can really get them in with a lot of a nice sale, just with having a nice display and being friendly. 2/3 of your customers have been shopping your store for at least 5 years. So definitely they're already coming in. So change it up, sell more line items, sell those, like I just mentioned, sell that plant, sell that fertilizer, sell that root starter, even the Scott's 5-step, whatever, just get them in the garden center and get them talking about it. Customers visit your garden center 4 to 5 times a season on average, which I think is pretty impressive. And even if I wasn't a rep seeing my customers, I would be doing the exact same thing and probably more, because once again, these are the customers that care. And you have it great because they're already coming in for so many other things. Ace has it the best because you have it all. You even have like root beer and snacks and like everything else. So like you just have, and Yetis. So they're coming in for something else. You've got you have an audience that is ready to buy. Okay.
Sarah, let me jump in here. Paula just kind of threw something out here, like that first greeting you have with the customer goes right back to our wow. What can I help you find today? Offer everything they need, because guess what? If they go home and they don't have a spade or a garden shovel or soil, then they're frustrated. So offer them everything they need. And then don't forget that carrying it to their car, putting a truck liner down, saying, thank you for shopping. Hey, we're getting an order again next Tuesday, so stop in. So remember your wow, like Sarah is saying, complete your sale outside.
Yes, exactly. I need to add that on there, the carrying to the car, because that is huge. Nobody does that. My dad goes to our local Ace down by Peoria, and he's just like, they load up 50 bags of mulch for me and don't even say a word, and are happy to do it. That's what it's about. And that's what you'll get. That's what people expect from an Ace, and that's why they they want the quality and they want the service, or they wouldn't come to you. So yeah, I love that. The loading up the car and making sure you're keeping their car clean with plastic or whatever. You're going to hear, this is another one you're going to hear a lot about. You probably already hear native plants. I follow so many gardening pages, and God, people get so hostile here in the city about native versus non-native, and it has to be, this, bare bones coneflower that, really actually kind of spreads all over and is not really, some of them are not always the best. You can tell them that what you are carrying, and you may have a native section, and because there are people that are going to just want straight natives, but a lot of ours are cultivars are natives that have been bred for nicer foliage, for flower form, for the length, they'll bloom a lot longer in number of blooms, overall form, so they're not flopping, and they're sterile, because a lot of natives, even if it's native, doesn't mean it can't be invasive, and a lot of them can be. So what we're trying to do is not, tear down on the whole native thing, but we could say we've got some improved varieties. And when someone says that the bees and the butterflies don't like the cultivars, like what you'll be getting in. They only like the originals. That is not true. It is not true. It's just not. Don't tell them that's not true. But just say, maybe, hey, I've seen butterflies on my coneflowers or whatever. Don't tell them no, because then they'll just walk out and be mad. But just tell them these will attract the bees and the butterflies just like anything else. And I am going to send you a poster that will show pollinator, that it's a big 2x3 pollinator poster, because that's definitely going to be one of the displays that you want to do. Okay. And one or two more slides here. It is our 100th year anniversary. You have received posters. Did I send those to each store? Do you know, Lori? I think they went individually. I could be wrong, but there's
I don't
going
know,
to
can any of the managers, have you received Monrovia posters?
with this poster. They're being sent in batches, so maybe you haven't yet. I can check and see when yours were shipped. But this is the
Okay.
100th anniversary poster. And this is one of the 2x3 posters. And then also we have this beautiful, the Centennial Ruby is our big 100th anniversary plant. And this thing has won so many awards already. Like, people are going wild for it. Like, I have customers that wouldn't buy from me before calling and being like, I have to have this. I'm like, well, then you got to do an order, because I'm not just sending you, 200 of these. Like, no way. So, well, I don't have that many anyway, but yeah, it's a very limited edition. It's going to come in with a number tag. You are going to get some of these. Each store is going to receive some, and it's just a really exciting. You can use this poster, or I'm going to send another hydrangea poster. You can use that for Hydrangea Fest, whatever you'd like to do to set up a display. And here's my contacts. This is obviously me. I am here local. I live up in Chicago. And then I have an inside sales rep, Kelly. She's out in Oregon. So if you can't reach me, she's always at her desk. This is a direct number. She's awesome. She's from Moline, so she's normal. I mean, that's I say that. Some of those Oregonian people are a little crazy, but anyway, she's awesome. So yeah, Kelly is there. Kelly is there to help as well if you can't reach me. But yeah, just text me. I can usually respond pretty quickly. And that is the end of that. I can just send you the watering videos if that's easier. If you guys want to just do that, or I can go. We can play them real quick, or I can send them to you. What would you like?
Why don't you play them real quick? They'll be on a recording, and then I just
Okay.
I wanted you to take a few minutes if any of the team has questions for you, because I know they had some. So yeah, go ahead and play the watering video.
Okay, we'll do that, and then we can do some questions. Right. I'm going to take this off the PowerPoint, so give me a second here to figure this out. It's a lot easier to do it this way. Okay. Oh, it's down here. Okay, where did we go? Oh, it got closed. Okay, 1 second here. Sorry, the screen got closed.
No worries.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Melissa just suggested I put the watering videos on Trello. So yes, I definitely will. If you can even send me the link for just the watering video too.
I'll do that right now. I'm pulling her up
Sarah,
right now.
It's a great idea.
Okay, so yeah, this is Georgia Clay. She that's actually her married name, which I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And she's from Georgia. So this is her. She does a lot of our ordering and finds a lot of our new plants, and she's just a really cool gal. So she's done a lot of these.
You might have to take your share screen off the PowerPoint.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I'm just going to close it. Okay. Can you see it now? Can you see my screen?
No. Just send me the watering video, and then I'll send it out to them, if that's okay.
Yeah, 1 second here.
Okay.
1 second here. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a mess. This is so embarrassing.
No, Believe me. In this world
Okay.
of teams, we always have to figure it out.
You know, I don't ever use it. I don't ever use it. Like we use Zoom. So I think I've used it maybe twice. So that's why I'm a little bit like a
You're
little
doing
bit
pretty
discon-
good.
Thank you. All right, so the video is up, but if you're not seeing it, I'm just gonna go. I'll just send it to you. It's
Okay.
great, but if it's not screen sharing, I don't know why I can't. I'm
Yeah.
on the Teams shared content.
If
I
you go
closed.
up to share, if you hover over it, and I think it'll, where it says screen, if you click on it and then close your PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint is closed, so I don't know why it's been closed like 10 times. Stop sharing right here. Cancel. That's not what I want to do.
Does it say window? Oh, there. Go back up to share and then maybe hit window. Oh. Did we lose you? We might have lost her. Do you guys have questions? I will contact her and answer. I know, Brittany, are you on from Plainfield? I know one of the questions was like ordering, like Brittany had a customer came in and wanted like 30 different plants. I don't know if we could do that. That's new to me, so I will find that out. I think the watering video will be interesting because of the fact she kind of acknowledged there's different soils for different plants. So I know I didn't win the war on the sprinklers. I will tell you, just watch them, be careful with them. No grower has ever recommended sprinklers to me. But I know David is fighting to find some labor costs for you guys. So if you are going to use those sprinklers, be cautious. Here she's getting back on. See. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, good Lord. Okay, go ahead with your questions. Oh my God. I owe
All right.
all of you guys a coffee or something.
So one question, we had like a customer came in for Plainfield and asked and gave her a list of like 30 plants. Is that something we can do? Can we not do special orders? Like at this point, we've already got our order placed.
You can absolutely do special orders. So I set the orders up to ship like the week before we're going to ship. So if you're going to ship, we ship our orders on Thursdays and to the Midwest, and then we deliver that following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so as long as I get any additions by that Monday, so say we're shipping on April 16th, I would just need any additions by the 13th. So as long as I have the plants, I can get them to you. I will just write a little separate order with it, and I'll put special order on it, and I'll make it easy so you can separate. But yeah, up until I'll send you a date. What's our dead date to do additions? Well, you can add whatever still. I mean, if
Sarah?
it's on our list, you can have it.
How do you find the prices? Like I've looked on Monrovia, and how can I give them a quote for what they're looking for?
I'll do it for you if you
Oh,
want.
that
Oh,
would
I
be
sent out
great.
availability. I'll send out an availability. I thought I added you to my availability list. I will do that.
Because he's already called twice today. Super impatient.
Okay.
Just-
Send me an email. Send me an email of what you're looking for, and I will do that quote for you real quick.
I
Okay,
thought,
perfect.
did you
Thank you.
get a copy of my email? Did you get an email from Plainfield? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Is that
good.
the order? Is that the order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do those. I will do those additions, and I'll send you what the quote would be. I mean,
Okay.
not necessarily. I mean, what you'd pay for from us. I mean, or I can run it with what I think your retails would be with the double landed if that's easier for you.
We could figure that part out.
All right, I'll do it for you today.
Perfect. Thank you, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Last year you sent me a catalog for each store with the items they were getting. Do you guys still do that or no?
I have one for tropicals and hardy.
Okay.
And I was going to show that, but it would have taken longer. So I'm just going to send those links over to you. I did them for the 7K stores. But right before we ship, I'm going to create brand new ones because some of these are going to change. I would say 20% of the plants might change just based on me switching things to make sure you're getting the best plants. The best blue, they're all good, but it's like they're all getting buds and flowers and are ready to sell. So I will send you a new one for each, for the 15, the 7, and the 5 of what you're getting, because all those stores should get pretty much close to the same order. So I'll just put on there the names of the stores. I'll just say the names of the stores on the front of the catalog, and then you can send those out. But I'll do them very specific right before they ship.
Okay, so what Sarah's talking about, so with us as a 15 stores, we have a growth plan for the perennials. And Chris in Manuka is piloting a $15,000 order for shrubs, perennials, and trees, just to, because we're trying to extend our seasons. So then the stores with some bigger numbers, we have $7,000 worth of product coming in, and the smaller stores we have 5, which is all a jump from last year. But our plan is to dive into this and grow perennials so we can extend our season out. And Sarah's been very kind to help us with that. Any other questions?
We're also one more thing on that is that what we try to do, and I try to do for A stores that are just getting started, is to having enough plants that you can create a small landscape. So if someone comes in and they are like, I need 3 foundation shrubs, which is like boxwood or something like that, that's just green and goes in the basket, it goes in the back and along your foundation of your house. But I want 5 perennials and 3 grasses and 2 roses or something like that. So we try to just send like a good mix so you could always put together a small landscape. And the larger stores, the larger orders will be getting Oregon too. So there'll be a few trees and things on there too. So that's one thing, like I mentioned earlier, just always have kind of in your mind like companions, like with your small landscape, think about what you've got out there and what you can, put together for someone that's coming in for, if they just want to do a small landscape in their front yard.
Hey, Sarah, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If Brittany goes with her special order, what's the lead time that it can be delivered? How long to tell her customers? So say she got that order into you today, how long for shipping?
It will ship on the truck with your order. So if we're not shipping your order till say the 16th, Lori and I need to discuss, we want to ship on the 16th or the 23rd of April. So it will be, say you give me the order on today, it's going to either be the 20th, 21st, or the 27th, 28th. It doesn't just get shipped like by itself. It comes on the truck with the rest of the order. And then unfortunately, until you decide if you do want to do a second order, you can't really take special orders after this truck goes because we can't just send a few plants. But
That's
if you can tell them we might do another order, I'll write it down, and then you do decide to do another order, which we can do. We can definitely put one together from scratch, not from the booking. That would be amazing. And then we could add those plants on. But it's that's up to you how you want to handle that. But you may just want to say, you could even put this out online. We can take special orders until, April 13th or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had a hard date to stop. April 13th?
Yeah, April 13th if we ship the 16th, April 20th if we ship or April 13th if we ship the 16th, April 20th if we ship the 23rd.
Thank you.
So yeah, it just depends when we're shipping. You guys can just pick a date that you just want to make a hard stop if you'd like. And yeah, as long as I just need the Monday before it's going to ship, and it always ships on a Thursday.
My thoughts are to go April 20th. Do you guys think that's too early? Is there anybody like, no, don't do that to me?
Sarah, I have a question. It, hi, Debbie, I'm new at this. I was wondering, are we gonna get some of them bushes, shrubs?
Oh, Downers Grove.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Downers
think
Grove,
which
I'm
one.
sorry.
You know, Lori. Which size are they? I can't think.
I think you're the 7,000.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Or everybody's getting hydrangeas and roses for sure.
So
Is there something specific you would like that you need?
Some people ask for like little bushes.
Okay.
So I think we'll go with the 20th, Sarah, because
Okay.
I think they're setting up, they're getting things going, and I think they'd probably like the lead time. Is it
Yeah.
yeah. So let's get started, right? Let's get on a roll, get everything going, see what you got and see how much room you need. I think that's a concern as display area is what we're most concerned about at this point, Sarah, is how much display room do we need?
Well, so I'm going to split this up. So we could talk about Manuka as another animal because it's getting an Oregon order. And now with Downers Grove, I might do a little switching if you want more shrubs. But here was my plan is to ship the $7,000 orders. One order would ship to arrive the week of the 20th, and then the other half would ship to arrive either the week of the May 4th or May 11th. So you're not getting everything at once, but you'll have a nice selection and then you'll just get fresh in. I can ship it all dollar amount at once, but most folks, in order to keep up with it and maintain it, and then you can say, hey, we got another order coming in of some new varieties. That's exciting too. I told you I can send you some photos from the docks that you could share in social media, being like, this is your order. It's coming from Georgia. It's coming from Oregon. And that gets people back in knowing that there's new stock. So
I like the idea of splitting it. I think that would be good for everybody.
We'll split that guy up. The 7,000 and the 15 for Manuka. 5 I'll do all at once. And I'll ship that on the 16th to arrive the 20th. I'll just send an email with all the dates and everything and make it flat out easy for everybody so you know what's coming.
Perfect. Any other questions before we've already sucked poor Sarah's time?
No, yeah, please. You're not.
I got a question. With it being Monrovia's 100th anniversary, will there be any additional sales specifically for Monrovia other than the hydrangeas?
Not from us
Okay.
specifically. I know the ace, that's on their end, and we were the vendor to be chosen, I guess you'd say, which is a nice honor to be your main supplier for the hydrangeas. But there's nothing that's more of an ace thing. We don't do very many like national promotions. The only real promotion we're doing is getting that Centennial Ruby, that red hydrangea, out so everybody sees it and gets everybody in. And so but no other promotion as far as I know. That could change. I mean, our team could work with, Michelle and Jessica, and that could change, but we'll see.
Anybody else? So I will get you the information Sarah sends me out. Thank you so much for your time.
You're
Sarah.
welcome.
This was great information. It's wonderful to hear out of somebody that really understands and knows the product. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. And it's going to be a good season. Get excited.
We're
This is going to
excited
end
too.
soon. It's going to end soon. It's cold.
I know.
So yeah,
Well,
as I'm looking at my computer, it says temps to drop on Sunday. You know what? Happy Easter, right? But let's get through next week, and I think we're going to be ready to roll. And I'll put these orders together. I'll put all your orders together on Thursday. I can put them 2 weeks out, and so I'll have that all done for you on Thursday. And I'll get you the books or the little catalog and everything for each store. I'll have all that to you by the weekend.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You guys all
Thank
have a
you.
great day. Thanks
Thanks
Sarah.
for the time. Bye.
Bye bye.